Oh, hey, I've been doing sort of a marathon of just back-to-back unscripted chapters of something I call I Blame Myself. Uh, and this I kind of want to do because I got fired up about it. You know, usually, like all this stuff that I'm talking about, I don't think about at all. It's like sometimes, and like the fact that I've had a heart attack and a stroke, so many aspects of my life. Oh yeah, that happened. You know, I mean, I got hit in the face with a broken bottle. It severed, it severed my carotid artery. And that was the day after I got out of Susanville prison. My face was stitched up. I looked like a fucking softball, man. You know what I mean? But what was my point? Oh yeah, is I want to devote a whole thing. I'm going to call it Prison Myths Debunked, because it just put a fire under me. It got me sort of annoyed with the whole idea of it. And once I started thinking about it again, every time you see people, like in almost every scene, they talk about drinking toilet wine. For fuck's sake, do you honestly think the people that you know that have been to jail were drinking wine out of, or that was made in a toilet? Is that what you really think? Is that what you really think? Ask yourself. Does that make any sense to you? Does that really make any sense? No, it is not made in a toilet. It's made in plastic bags and concealed a lot, that wherever you can conceal it. I was really good at it. It's like we had these roll-up mattresses. And like when you're in prison, it's pretty, I mean, security isn't like level 1, level 2, and to a large extent level 3s. The security is not that tight, although they toss up whole cell blocks and shit like that routinely, depending on what's going on. You know what I mean? But you get to you figure stuff out. But for fuck's sake, prison people, it's like notoriously, it's like pressed upon people that come in. Like no matter what race you are, it's like, well, you got to be an exemplar of that. You got to be a good representation of that. And there's people that go back on it and do all kind of stuff that seems contrary to the racist kind of propaganda that they're preaching. But I mean, it's just sort of to keep their own people, their own kind, like be like, okay, well here's how we're going to present ourselves so that we're a bit intimidating and we got our shit together. It's like the gangs, they all exercise in groups and shit. It's a whole fucking thing. But oh my god, my brain. Hold on, I gotta pause it and remember where the fuck I was at. Oh yeah, but it's like sort of part of the political aspect of prison, that like whoever's the representative of each race or each group, sort of puts people in check, so to speak, if their cell is not clean or if their hygiene is not good. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of people get their ass beat over just a bad smell, or leaving pee stains on the toilet seat. Living in a small space with another human being, you learn to keep it clean. I was kind of slobbish because I thought I was adorable being an artist or whatever the fuck. I did a mural on the wall of my cell with it was actually a fun mural. And my cellmate helped. We had fun. But we used oil pastels, and it was every fucking shirt that I had in there. The cells are so fucking narrow. They're exactly this wide. Exactly this wide, however wide that is. But I measured it countless times. And the ceilings, I prefer the top bunk, because then it's like I'm not. Because if you're on the bottom bunk, when the guy on the top bunk gets off, his nuts are right at your eye level. His nuts and his ass are right at your eye level. I never fucking like that. I always like to be on the top, you know what I mean? To masturbate more discreetly, whatever the fuck, no, I'm just kidding. But not really. But, totally, no. Anyway, what was my point? Oh yeah, the toilet wine. Honest to God. Okay, so just think, how would that work? How did you make that wine in the toilet? If you make wine, all right, the process of fermentation, which is what they're talking about, fermenting wine, making it. Generally, it's made like from fruit and from juice. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a million substitutions used, but anything basically that's got, I think, some kind of organic and some kind of sugar and other, I forget what the other thing is. It's like a yeast organism, and you combine sugar with it. And when you let it sit, it has to be in a warm place. That's the main thing. I mean, I taught myself how to do it. It's just, you have it long enough, you figure out, oh, it likes warmth. You know, it likes this, it likes that. I used to treat it like a baby. I'd wrap it up. I'd like open it up all the time, see what it was doing. Like all the hard ingredients that you put, like the pulp of the grapefruits and oranges that I would use, they would all sift to the top, and you like poke your finger in through this crust of like dried on the top fruit into the bag of wine, and it's fizzing wildly, because what's happening, the process of fermentation, this is living yeast organisms that are eating all the sugar in the solvent, and they are excreting two things, alcohol and carbon dioxide. So the alcohol we're drinking is yeast shit, literally. The other component, carbon dioxide, is the other factor. See, the first factor being warmth. Oh my gosh, I didn't even say what I was talking about. The only possibility for gotta back up. The only possibility for anything relating to wine and toilets is that already fermented and totally refined and strained wine could for a short time be concealed in this area called a pipe chase. Basically, in old prisons, the way they were built, all the plumbing's like connected with this big back pipe. So conceivably, I've heard of people concealing stuff like this, but it is not a common enough practice to foster this whole thing of toilet wine. And frankly, I find it demeaning, and that the media has never once bothered to get it right, and no person who has been incarcerated has ever bothered to say, you know what? No, I would not been there drinking toilet wine, motherfucker. I'm a human being with dignity. The experience was terrible, but what the fuck? Do you think we just threw our humanity out the window? Please, show your fellow man some respect. That's anyway. I sound like an idiot, but I mean that's it. Toilet wine, come on. And if anyone's got something to say about it, leave a comment. I got science backing me up. I got experience backing me up. Anybody that says they made wine in a fucking toilet is lying. You're lying. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You don't make wine in a toilet. You literally cannot, because it is too cold. Duh. So there, myth busted. Hope you appreciate my doing so. If you do or you don't, I really don't give a shit. I'm just getting it out there, trying to set the record straight, because it's so irritating to see that disgusting mistake over and over again and nobody once corrects it. People, the return of the Jedi had some minor fucking detail or characterization or background or detail and message boards and all kind of, oh my god, up in arms. This is a huge thing that concerns a huge percentage of the population, and like what we supposedly are doing in there. I didn't say supposedly. Do up, man. We're not idiots, man. So the prison population is everybody. So try not to discriminate. And in that, I didn't mean to be harsh, but anyway, this video has gone on long enough. I'm hell stoned and dry as a camel. I'm dry as a camel. I'm dry as a camel. Yeah.